Welcome to the fifth week of the Marist Young Adult Lenten Retreat. I'm BB Chang and I'm your host. Our retreat invites you to spend some time reflecting on the Sunday Gospel. After the Gospel is read, you will hear a reflection and some reflection questions prepared by Brother Jack O'Sullivan, a novice at the Marist Brothers Novitiate in Esopus, New York. A suggested action will follow the reflection. Last week, Michelle Kawam reminded us that through trust, we can move from spiritual darkness into light. She also noted that once we are in the light, we can be Christ to others and see Christ in everyone. We all know, though, that sometimes it can be difficult to see Christ and be Christ. It is often easier to remain in the darkness. As you enter into this time of retreat, take a moment to quiet yourself and recall a time of darkness during the last week. Take a deep breath and place that situation into God's hands. Breathe out any anxiety that you might have over the event. Breathe in a sense of peace. And be open to the God who forgives as you pray the following prayer. As you listen to the reading, allow yourself to become one of the characters and pay attention to what you're thinking, feeling, and doing. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. The sisters of Lazarus sent word to Jesus, saying, "Master, the one you love is ill." When Jesus heard this, he said, "This illness is not to end in death, but is for the glory of God, that the Son of Man may be glorified through it." Now Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus. So when he heard that he was ill, he remained for 2 days in the place where he was. Then after this, he said to his disciples, "Let us go back to Judea." When Jesus arrived, he found that Lazarus had already been in the tomb for 4 days. When Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she went to meet him, but Mary sat at home. Martha said to Jesus, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But even now I know that whatever you ask of God, God will give you." Jesus said to her, "Your brother will rise." Martha said, "I know he will rise in the resurrection on the last day." Jesus told her, "I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, even if he dies, will live, and everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. Do you believe this?" She said to him, "Yes, Lord. I have come to believe that you are the Christ, the Son of God, the one who is coming into the world." He became perturbed and deeply troubled and said, "Where have you laid him?" They said to him, "Sir, come and see." And Jesus wept. So the Jews said, "See how he loved him." But some of them said, "Could not the one who opened the eyes of the blind man have done something so that this man would not have died?" So Jesus, perturbed again, came to the tomb. It was a cave, and a stone lay across it. Jesus said, "Take away the stone." Martha, the dead man's sister, said to him, "Lord, by now there will be a stench. He has been dead for 4 days." Jesus said to her, "Did I not tell you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God?" So they took away the stone. And Jesus raised his eyes and said, "Father, I thank you for hearing me. I know that you always hear me. But because of the crowd here, I have said this, that they may believe that you sent me." And when he had said this, he cried out in a loud voice, "Lazarus, come out." The dead man came out, tied hand and foot with burial bands, and his face was wrapped in a cloth. So Jesus said to them, "Untie him and let him go." Now many of the Jews who had come to Mary and seen what he had done began to believe in him.
What meaning can we capture from the story passed down to us in sacred scripture, where Lazarus, who was dead, was brought back into the picture? Now, I'm not expecting Jesus to raise my dead grandmother. She will remain 6 feet under. But with the eyes of faith, I, like Martha, invite the Lord of love to enter this space, the place inside of me that has been in darkness for too long, where I'm scared to visit as I think the stench may be too strong. The parts of me covered in shame, raw with strain and still under pain. Could this dead place inside of me be the Lazarus that Jesus wants to bring back to life? And could I bring this deadness from the darkness into the light? Jesus said, "Why travel by night? It may cause you to fumble and stumble what is right." So in silence we take a moment to investigate our heart, to become aware of our own darkness and own it. What in me needs to be brought back to life through light? Now let us not forget that in this story Jesus wept. His humanity was pained and put to the test. His good mate had died, what a horrible feeling. But his faith in God made his heart still willing. He then ordered they roll away the covering stone, raised his voice to his Father to make his intention known. With a loud shout he ordered, "Lazarus, come out!" And, in a fashion that seemed miraculous, the once dead man appeared. And to those who were near, Jesus ordered them to untie him, to unbind him, and to let him free. Now I find that part interesting in what it means to me. Jesus could raise him from death, but he still needed to be untied and needed help. What a glorious image of how we can relate to ourselves in relation to others. Yes, Jesus can heal, cure, and raise from the dead, but it is through our sisters and brothers, friends and others, strangers and lovers, that we are untied, that we are unbound, and that we are made free. We take a moment to reflect. It is through no effort of our own that Jesus finds me, but how do I let others unbind me?
Spend some additional time journaling on the 2 questions posed during the reflection. Once you complete your reflection, think about how your answers to the questions can lead you to action this week. Here's one suggestion. Jack highlighted that it's through the efforts of others that we can become free. Many people need help to be unbound from what keeps them in the darkness. During the upcoming week, look for ways that you might help others to eliminate the things that keep them bound and prevent them from moving forward. You might offer words of encouragement to someone in need, volunteer to do some service, or become an online advocate for an agency that works for justice. On behalf of the Marist Young Adult Program, thanks for participating in the 5th week of our online Lenten retreat.